All right. Welcome back, guys. Love seeing your faces. Love this time that we get to do this weekly. It is that time of the week again. It is time for the newest episode of the MCT Podcast. Michael, Toddeh, how are we doing today, guys?
Doing good.
Let's go Atlanta Hawks now. Woo.
And Chris, I just want to know, Toddeh, I enjoy seeing your face every week. Chris,
I get enough of you. I get enough of you. It's fine.
We see each other
it's
every day.
A good time. It's a good time.
We play Destiny too much.
It's true too. We have gotten into Destiny 2 a lot actually, and it has been a lot of fun to actually get into something like that. That is more my speed. I know we played a lot of Warzone before that. Warzone's a lot of fun, but it's not necessarily my wheelhouse. Destiny 2 though, man, that's right up my wheelhouse. PvE, building your character, getting all that cool loot, the luck of it, the RNG of it, like that satisfies my itch always. So I'm glad we got into that one. But guys, it's been an interesting week. Michael, I know you and we were able to be on that Crash Course podcast this week, previewing what it hopes to be a great MLB season for the year 2021. Semi, knock on wood, fingers crossed, semi back to normal baseball season after the shortened COVID year last year, the 60-game regular season and the expanded playoffs. They're going to try to play 162, I believe, this year. So we will see how that goes. Regardless, we're going to get a much more normal looking feel. We have already seen fans in the stands. We'll talk more baseball about it, but there really is nothing like fans in the stands, even at a limited capacity. And it just gives a whole nother feel to it. It's been electric. I've seen a couple of different guys actually talk about the difference between, last year and this year with fans and no fans. And I'll save those examples for later. I'll tease you now, little baby birds, but we'll feed you. Just hang in there. But so you know what we got to do first. Unfortunately, this week we have to recap our picks of the week last week. We are contractually obligated to recap our picks of the week. Don't worry, I'll bite the bullet and I will go first. So I'm a Cubs fan. I went with their season opener, which happened to also be their home opener against what should be the lowly Pittsburgh Pirates. I was like, hammer that down, take that, whatever bet you can get on it. Cubs are going to win that one. There's no way they're losing in front of fans at Wrigley against the Pirates for the first time in a year. And sure enough, they shat the bed, laid an egg, and dropped one to the Pirates by a final of 5-3. Hendricks got rocked a little bit in the start of it, and offense never really got going. I will talk more about that, my feelings and thoughts on it later. But yeah, so unfortunately did not get that pick right. Looking to bounce back this week. Michael, how did your pick look this week, buddy?
Well,
and that drops me under 500 again. I'm at 3-4 on the year.
3-4. Oh, wow. Almost average.
Almost average.
Hey, that's my wheelhouse. That is my wheelhouse right there. Almost average. If there's a lane to describe Chris Simmons, it's that almost average, and I excel
that's
there.
What she said.
Yep,
but
that's what she said.
So I picked the Reds over the Cardinals, and something that happened right after we ended the podcast with Craig was Jonathan India got called up. He was one of the Reds' top prospects. I did not have him going to be the first guy called up. I expected it to be a pitcher, but sure. I was excited nonetheless. Again, I will definitely dive more into detail about my impressions on that game, but it was 11-7, and there's 161 more games. That's all I can say on that. I was super excited, and Castillo got rocked and shelled early.
I mean, we'll get way more into it, but opening day is just always fun. I told myself a lot that I was like, it's just one game. I know it hurts. It hurts more because it's opening day, but it's just one game. I'll forget that they lost opening day here in a week. So, and I'm sure you'll be the same way with your Reds. It'll be okay. Toddeh, how did you pick? I know you didn't pick a baseball game. So,
well, first let's talk about a little bit. Hey guys, when later on in the season, when your teams are absolute dog water and trash and you just hate them and you're angry at them, I'd just like to point back to this video where I'm going to say neither of those teams are going to win the piece of metal, as they call it, this year. So, I mean, sorry for both of you ahead of time. unless you really think they're going to win, I'll throw a bet on that. But I'm just distracting myself from me saying Loyola was ordained by God to, go advance further. Whoopsies. Yeah, they suck. They shit the bed a little bit there. Whoops.
Yeah.
Not a prayer in that game, I'll tell you that right now. So I am at 2-4-1. The one being a COVID cancellation for the Houston-Dallas game.
There you go, Michael. What's your record, buddy? I don't know if you let us know. You shared
1-6
viewers. What's that? What's that? Okay, gotcha. Okay,
Man,
I thought
Trevor
so.
Bauer
I just want to make sure.
game right now, huh? Wow. Can we talk about anything else?
So, yes, I will be your magical genie once again, Michael. We can talk about. Let's recap I guess technically the third and fourth rounds of that NCAA tournament. Once again, how cool is it, guys, that this entire tournament is taking place in our great state of Indiana across the board. We've seen, hell of a game. We've seen hell of games down, at Hinkle Fieldhouse, up in Assembly Hall, at Mackey Arena. Unfortunately, they didn't use, Worthen Arena here in Muncie, but yeah, I'm not salty. It's fine. But it has been cool to have a whole tournament here. This is basketball in Indiana. It doesn't get much more special than that. It's like football in Texas. So it's really cool to have that. So we are down to our final four. We had our Sweet 16, and then obviously into the Elite Eight over the last week. And that obviously set our field down to this final four. A couple of 1 seeds, to no surprise really of anybody, have made it to the final four. That is Baylor and Gonzaga. We have a 2 seed in there, Houston, going into the final four for the first time since Phi Slamma Jamma. So congrats to them. That's awesome. It's fun to see the non-blue blood teams, I think, kind of make it this far. And then we do have a blue blood in there, even though they're an 11 seed. UCLA beats Michigan in the Elite Eight on, just some of the craziest final 30 seconds you'll ever see at any level of basketball play.
Michael, this is
where Michigan had, I was trying to count them up in my head. Michigan had about 97 chances to score and win that game. They were down 2. And yeah, much to Michael's praise, Michigan goes down in the Elite Eight, which is, by my check, doing some math a little bit, yes, a lot farther than losing in the round of 64. So, congrats to Michigan on a heck of a year. But this is the tournament. This is March Madness. This is what happens. Congrats to UCLA for surviving that final bit. My heart was pounding. Michael, I know we were talking while it was happening. Your heart was pounding. I can't imagine being an actual, a lifelong UCLA fan watching that game and just, biting nails. I can't imagine what those fans are doing. So congrats to them to have that moment now. And whatever happens the rest of the way, if they do in fact get blown out by Gonzaga, they'll still be able to hold on to that Michigan game forever. That's an awesome, awesome win for your program. And so, Michigan wins. Loyola, falls flat in the Sweet 16 there. Baylor, congrats to them. They get it done. Moving on. So we have a fun and interesting looking Final Four, even though it once again is, a lot of high seeds and a blue blood team in there. So sort of chalk, but not really chalk. But, my biggest recap so far for the tournament, it just comes down to, this is why you don't really listen to me or experts for that matter, because this tournament is just so crazy. It's not damn near impossible to predict. It is impossible to predict. You can't do it. And, at the beginning of the tournament, I was confident, and I told you guys, Baylor and Gonzaga, those are programs that historically fall flat. Whatever their expectation is, they don't hit that. They always fall flat. They never overhit their expectations, and they never hit their expectations. They always fall flat, lose, not necessarily in the round of 64, but they'll lose, opening weekend in the round of 32. They'll lose in the Sweet 16 if they're expected to go really far. So I just didn't buy into them. But man, especially Gonzaga has really impressed me. I mean, they are on a tear. They are on a mission to complete this undefeated season. So honestly, you know what? Tip the cap to them. That's pretty cool for these programs, like I said, that historically don't get this far. And even when the bar is set this high. So no matter what happens for those teams, I think they can hang their hats on this season. And you definitely can't say at this point that they faltered or, didn't hit expectations, because I don't care how good you're supposed to be going into the tournament. Making it to the Final Four is not easy, and it's a damn big accomplishment for these kids. So pretty awesome there. And I'm excited to see how the Final Four shakes out in the next few days. Michael, what do you have for this NCAA tournament recap? Did I miss anything?
I mean, it's just one of those things that we've talked about multiple times where I've just missed this. The insanity, the emotion. Like, I'm not a UCLA fan, but that game against the team up north, I was a 20-year long fan, and that was just so much fun to watch. And then you see teams come up big, and then some guys crumble, and that's the pressure of the tournament. And it really kind of helps, especially, I don't say there's a whole lot of like NBA success linked with NCAA success, Tyler Hansborough. But
I mean, even Jimmer Fredette, other guys.
Jimmer. I forgot about Jimmer.
But Doug McDermott has carved himself out a great career, but he was definitely, because of the tournament, was definitely highly, highly touted as the next coming of almost like Steph Curry because of what he did, where, so yeah, the tournament is definitely, one shining moment for a reason. It's definitely a big, big tournament and a big, all the eyes.
Taco
yeah,
Fall.
It's a big. There you go. That's a good one.
Taco Fall hasn't had a chance yet to really prove himself. Taco Bell. I'm hungry. I'm hungry, man.
God.
I haven't eaten dinner yet. I'm hungry.
Make that man.
Dude,
sponsored.
Rule 1 of podcasting, folks: eat before you start recording. It's not
before we
hard.
start talking about taco.
It's not hard. But all right, Michael, what we got for the tournament? Recap us. What did I miss? Hit me from a different angle.
Just speaking on like the teams that we all expected to kind of fail. I remember talking before the tournament started with one of our coworkers, State. She would outright said, no, don't pick Baylor to go past round of 64. Like, they're going to crumble. They do every year. It never fails.
Yeah.
Like, just don't pick them to win. They're just going to disappoint you. And here they are in the Final Four. They have won almost every single game pretty handedly. They really haven't been too challenged too much. Yeah. So I'm hoping a team with a lot of grit and, is just kind of rolling on that emotional high right now in UCLA, maybe puts up a challenge. But it's just been, you can't listen to anybody. Like Toddeh said earlier, just start picking teams based off their favorite uniforms or picking it because of Colgate toothbrushes, like anything. Like, it's just, you're probably going to have better luck than the experts, the so-called experts on this.
Toddeh, what do you got? Hit me. What have you seen from the tournament this last week?
You always pick the team with the uniform you like the most. That's why I bet on UCLA over the weekend. That's why they beat michigan. It's because their uniforms are fly.
I do remember you told me you placed that bet kind of as the game was starting, and I was like, at least that number of dollars was not too much to lose.
I should have made that my bet of the week.
Yeah, I didn't expect that would have been crazy. Honestly, that would have been. But I didn't expect. I'm not gonna lie, I did not expect UCLA to beat Michigan. Michigan had looked good in the tournament. They weren't really playing many close games. They weren't faltering. They looked like a number 1 seed should look, and UCLA was an 11 seed for a reason. But that's also why you play the games.
You gotta feel bad for the story of Juwan Howard just bringing that team up. Oh wow.
Yeah,
but
but also give him a lot of credit. First year coaching them, right? Gets them to the Final Four, or gets them to the Elite Eight. Sorry. But
once again disappoints, just like they always do.
I'm sorry. When was Ohio State's last championship?
It's got to be before I was born, right?
Yeah.
92, before 92.
It's like IU fans always saying, "Oh, we got the banners."
Look,
from 1940.
Every time the team up north loses, it's a day of celebration for every Buckeye fan.
How do you feel about
Doesn't matter
D'Angelo
when
Russell being the epitome of Ohio State?
I mean, I'm just glad people don't talk about Greg Oden.
Greg Oden is a treasure. We're not going to make fun of him.
Yeah,
I mean, for Greg Oden,
I do feel so bad for Greg Oden still.
He's a coach now.
Actually,
for him.
That's true. Oh. Real quick off the top of our head, since you brought up IU, they did make their hire. We didn't put this in our notes at all, but they got their head coach. What are we thinking? I'm not gonna lie, I like it. They ended up bringing Mike Woodson on like, what was it, a 6-year deal? I mean, so yeah, that's a great hire. And one of the first things I heard, which I haven't heard anything since then, was that he was in talks to try to bring who was it, Larry Brown. Yeah, into on campus as one of his assistants, who wouldn't be in a how do they word it, in a non-recruiting, just on the court assistant role. And I was like, okay, well, that's as good of a basketball mind as you're gonna find. So yeah. And then today the news came down. I don't have his name. I can't. But their star junior player is going to come back instead of going to the NBA. He announced today that he had and what I thought was awesome was he was essentially set on going to the NBA until he sat down and talked with Coach Woodson, and he was like, "Nope, I bought into what he said. I bought into this, running it back. Let's go." And I was like, "Wow, that's crazy. Think about what it's got to take to basically sell a kid on you coming into this school for the first year and being like, hey, I know you can go make millions in the NBA right now, or you can stick with me for 1 year and we can go do A, B, and C. And whatever he sold him on, I wish the best for him. I do. And IU next year, I think they actually have a slight reason to be excited about this. Now, granted, IU fans are, as we talked about, they're going to overhype it. They still believe that they're the Dukes and Kentuckys and UNCs of the world. Yeah. And it's just, unfortunately, they're just not right now. Can they get back there? Sure. Any team can get back there, but it'll be interesting to see. It will be really interesting, but yeah, I like the hire. What did you guys think of the hire?
Look, the NIT tournament every year for the next 6 years is going to be awesome for IU. Honestly, though, I thought I said it. It was a great pickup. Hey, I really like the move for IU.
The tournament, so that's where the bar is.
Oof. It's not set too high, and it's going to be really surprising when they fall even below that expectation. But I'm obviously just messing around. I like the move. I don't know if it's enough, and I'm really confused why that kid didn't go to the NBA. You can always go back to school, but if he gets hurt,
right?
One wrong cut.
Like
that's, and it's the same thing with like Sam Bradford when he decided not to go back to college instead of declaring for the NFL draft, and his leg got destroyed, and that ultimately I think ruined his NFL career a little bit because he always had that lingering leg issue. Every single time it was hurt, it was always that leg.
I can see the argument for it. It altered his career. Let's be real. He still had a hell of a career and made
a ton of money.
That dude,
Marcus Russell money.
He put Jamarcus Russell to shame. Do you realize he got like 3 big contracts? Seriously,
I don't know how.
Yeah, he actually he got his huge rookie deal because I remember he broke the mold on rookie deals, and then when that ended, he signed a big long-term extension, and then he still signed another big 2 or 3 year deal. He made over $200 million for. I don't think he went to the playoffs.
The Andy Dalton rule: if you're averaging good, boom. If you're averaging bad,
But money.
Exactly.
Get your chickens.
$10 million a year. Jeez. Get your popcorn, get your tickets.
In my opinion, the last good product out of IU, Yogi Ferrell, who went to the draft, who was
Yogi
unrestricted free.
Right there with Victor. Right there with Victor Oladipo. Yeah.
Yeah. Yogi stayed at IU for 4 years. Was a senior. Is the second most, I think, for their point for assists. I think after Quinn Buckner. So
okay,
I'm gonna throw Cody Zeller in there.
Cody Zeller, they're on the same team, but he left 2 years before Yogi did.
So he's going timeline.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not necessarily best. It's just the most recent good one. So put that in mind. Yeah. Okay.
So it's fine if he wants to stay in there, get in the tournament, showcase his skills even more, get hyped up more. I can see where he's coming from. Plus, Woodson's an NBA coach. He went from, I'm an assistant with Tom Thibodeau in New York to, yo, what up, college? And so he obviously knows the expertise of the NBA and says, hey, I'll be your John Calipari. I'll get you prepped for the NBA. People are going to know your name in the NBA because of me.
Mm-hmm.
Stay.
That's true. I wonder, I'm sure that was a deciding factor, or a selling point, was that look, listen to me for a year because I've done it. I've been through, not only has he had a successful NBA coaching career. He went through IU. So he has that kind of perfect mold necessarily for him to look, I can get you there. And you're right. Toddeh, you hit on it. I think you hit the nail on the head there. The reward is definitely there for him to come back for his senior year, because if he can get into the tournament and ball out, even if it's just a game or two, and show out, you've got millions of eyes on you at that tournament. And so
also
if he can come in, and college parties, always a good time.
It's another year.
Yeah. So, he definitely has a year to get his mind right, get his body right, get more prepared for the NBA, take a year of wisdom from a guy who's done it and has a chance to elevate his game and showcase. And potentially, I don't know what kind of prospect he would be if he went to the NBA this year. I don't know if he would be a second rounder or maybe a fringe first rounder. I would assume at best, but now he has got a chance, to potentially solidify. I say best case scenario, he could solidify a first round selection, and that equates to a lot of dollars. So it's definitely there. But Michael makes a good point too. It's all about a balance of risk and reward, because the risk is there. If he goes out day one and tears his ACL and loses his senior year, it's all for naught, but who knows? Real quick, since we went a little long on this one, but let's talk about that Final Four that we mentioned. Let's give some predictions on these upcoming games. So we have UCLA, the 11 seed, the Cinderella still in the tournament, if you will, going up against the big, bad number 1 seed, undefeated Gonzaga. And then our second game is that really interesting matchup of 2-seeded Houston and a 1-seeded Baylor. So I'm going to flip course from basically where we were when we did our bracket, because I'm all in on Gonzaga. And of course, now that I'm all in on them, they'll probably lose, but I am all in on Gonzaga. They have looked like the most dominant team in this tournament, and they really have looked like the most dominant team in college basketball all year. They're undefeated for a reason. No one can seem to figure them out, and they don't win small. They win big. So I am going to take Gonzaga over UCLA, big stretch there. And then I'm actually going to take Houston over Baylor. Houston's playing great, and Baylor still is potentially that team that, if it gets down to it, if it's a close game, I don't know. It's not like either of these teams, Baylor or Houston, has been in this spot recently or won it all recently. So I have no reason to believe, other than just my gut. My gut says go with Houston. But then I've got Gonzaga finishing off that undefeated season, cutting down the nets at Lucas Oil Stadium, joining those 1975, 1976 Indiana Hoosiers as the undefeated national champions. So that would be really cool if that does happen, especially, again, here in Indiana. How symbolic would that be to have the next undefeated season culminate in Indianapolis? So that's where I am at. Michael, go ahead.
So since you picked Gonzaga, I'm going to take UCLA and Baylor, purely because UCLA has shown a ton of grit. And if anybody's going to take down Gonzaga, it's going to be them. Now, when we were talking about this earlier, they're either going to get blown out or this is going to be a really fun game. There is not going to be a middle where it's like, oh, UCLA fought, but they didn't really have a chance to win. It's going to be one or the other. That's the way this Gonzaga team has been. So it's going to be entertaining one way or another. Between Houston and Baylor, it's hard to go against Mattress Matt, who put down $1 million on Houston to win the championship. And anytime anyone's that confident with that amount of money, they must know something I do not.
No.
He does it for an insurance thing. It's really good. It's really smart on his part. He makes money either way.
Yeah, and obviously it's all about exposure anyway. It's publicity, it's exposure.
Look up what he does. It's so smart.
It might as well be paying for it. He's basically just paying for an advertisement.
Yeah. But he makes the money on the sales of it, and then he has insurance for it. So if they win and he loses, so if they win, he gets the money from the bet. If they lose, people get free mattresses. So either way, he's making his money back.
Right, because like I said, it's all, everything equates to dollars. Exposure, publicity, all that equates to dollars.
He's hedging his bet like me and Michael do.
There you go.
Amen.
There you go. Oh. All right, so finish up, Michael. I didn't mean to cut you off there.
Oh no, I mean, part of me just really wants to go against everything that you say. So UCLA and Baylor, that's going to be a really fun national championship, because I honestly had Baylor going all the way in a couple of different brackets that I made, because I really thought the team, because they started off strong, they fell into a gap and then rebounded. Gonzaga hasn't had that wall. They've never really ran into one. So it's just a matter of, when is it going to show up? Is it going to be now, or is it going to be in the title game? Where's that wall going to pop up at? And I think UCLA has enough grit to throw up that wall and frustrate them enough to pull out a win, just like they did against the team up north, just like they did against Michigan State. That's what they did the entire tournament, is they threw up a wall, they frustrated you, and forced you to make mistakes.
And I mean, to kind of bounce off that and agree with you in a sense, in sports, the most dangerous team is the team that's got nothing to lose. And UCLA has nothing to lose. They didn't come in expecting championship or bust, whereas Gonzaga did, Baylor did. Hell, I'd say even Houston probably did. So yeah, UCLA has been playing with house money since they won their play-in game over Michigan State, presented by Rocket Mortgage. It's, okay, so if you've got UCLA and you said Baylor, who do you have winning it all then?
Baylor.
Okay. All right. So I got Gonzaga. Michael's got Baylor. Toddeh, how are you looking? What are you thinking is shaking out in the Final Four?
So I'm thinking that Houston wins against Baylor. Just because I think Baylor's streak is going to end. And I think Houston's on a good roll too. So I'm just going to go with Houston, do an underdog. I want UCLA to win it all. Sure. I don't think they're going to win. I'm pretty sure Gonzaga is going to win. Gonzaga is going to win the chip. So Gonzaga Houston final. Gonzaga wins is my prediction for the rest of it. I'd like to point out Houston sports have been cursed ever since the Astros cheated in the World Series. With the Houston Rockets basically, crumbling, the Houston Texans crumbling. So let's expect Houston having heartbreak in the NCAA tournament as well due to this curse.
Okay. Well, guys, as I'm not sure if you're aware, how aware you are, but there is in fact another boys basketball tournament finals that's going to be finishing up in Indianapolis tomorrow, actually, as of this recording. So it'll be Saturday, April 3rd. All day we're going to have just some of the best basketball you're going to see around. It is high school boys basketball, the state finals. IHSAA's tournament is culminating not at Lucas Oil, where the Final Four is being played, but across the street at Bankers Life Fieldhouse, where the Indiana Pacers play. So just take a moment to realize how freaking cool this is, that we'll have two basically a state tournament and a national tournament and four men's basketball in Indiana, where we grow basketball. It's just super cool. It'll probably never happen again. So let's enjoy it while we can. So I want to take some time and actually just basically give a shout out to our IHSAA Boys Basketball State Finalists. So in Indiana, there are 4 classes of boys basketball. Oh, Joe. There are 4 classes of boys basketball. We've got, so it goes single A, double A, triple A, and 4A. Makes sense. Pretty simple. So in Class A, and I am going to apologize in advance for these pronunciations because I am not familiar with these schools. So in Class A, we have a matchup of Couts. They are 29-2 on the year. They're going to face Bar Reeve, who is 28-2. If Couts wins, they would become the first 30-win Class State A state champion. It also would be, and this is also their first state title appearance. So congrats to them for making it this far. It's a hell of a year. And it's awesome. Nothing quite like, I'm sure, getting to Banker's Life for the first time. So going to be fun to watch them tomorrow morning, actually. And, hopefully it's going to be a good game. Bar Reeve, however, is playing for their second state title. They won it back in 2015. They are 1-5 in state title appearances. So they get to the stage frequently. They've already been 6 times. Unfortunately, they just struggle in this finals. So it would be great for them if they can notch another win under their belt and grab that second state title in the last 6 years. As we move on to Class 2A, we've got Fort Wayne Blackhawk Christian. Shout out Toddeh. It's up there. They're 27-3 going up against Park Heritage, who is also 27-3. Fort Wayne Blackhawk would be seeking their second state title in 3 years. They're 1-1 in title games. Park Heritage, really cool story here, guys. They are looking for their school's first title, but get this is just the third year of eligibility in the state tournament at all, and they're already at Banker's Life. So that's amazing. That does not happen. I don't care what class you're in, what sport you're playing. That doesn't happen. You do not put together a state championship level team that quickly. So that's awesome. Congrats to them again for making it this far. It's going to be a heck of a game there in 2A. And then real quick, we've got Leo at 24-4 and Silver Creek also at 24-4. So a lot of similar records here. It's almost like these teams win a lot to get to this stage. This is Leo's first appearance in the state title game. So a lot of newcomers this year in the first 3 classes. And then Silver Creek will be playing for their second title in 3 years. They are 1-0 in title games. So Class 3 is going to be a lot of fun as well. Class 4A, here we go. The big hitters, the heavy hitters. Class 4A, my alma mater, the Carmel Greyhounds, are going back to the state title game at Banker's Life. They're familiar there. They've been there before. They'll have fun there. They are 25-2, and they're the number 1 ranked team in 4A this year. So congrats to those guys once again. Yeah, hey, absolutely. Carmel. They are going to go up against a really tough opponent, though. They're going to face Lawrence North, which should be a good matchup.
Lawrence North, yeah.
Woohoo, let's go, yeah.
Lawrence North comes into this game 28-2. So again, really great record. Shocker when you get to the state title game, you're playing against the cream of the crop. Carmel, this is their 3rd title game in the last 4 years. So stable of consistency there, and they are 4-3. They are 4-3 in title games. Lawrence North, get this. This is pretty cool. They're making their 5th title appearance, so they've definitely been here before. But this is the first time they have been here since 2006. So, and then the other crazy thing I saw when I was doing this research, they are 4-0 in state title games. So when they get here, they don't lose. The coolest thing I thought was just looking at the fact that when they were winning at they won 1 at Market Square Arena. And the other 3 they've won have been at Conseco because it's been since 2006. So they have not won in Banker's Life. So they also haven't played in Banker's Life technically. So it's kind of cool. And the last fun fact I saw that Class A, 2A, and 3A, those teams, those matchups, they've never faced each other before. So they have no tape on these. This is the first time those 6 teams are meeting each other. Whereas Carmel and Lawrence North are both in the MIC conference. They're familiar with each other. So that'll be a battle. That'll be a lot of fun. So I just wanted to do a quick shout out to all 8 of those teams for getting to this point. That's great. That's super awesome to get to this point. And yeah, it's just super cool that it's happening on the same weekend as we get the Final Four here in Indy. So I wanted to just, kind of take a second and appreciate that because it's just a super cool thing. So yeah, thank you guys for letting me do that and also posting boasted my my Greyhounds there. So
that's why you did this.
Good luck.
That's why.
It's a little bit. I'm not
just
gonna
want to shout out Carmel. Oh, Carmel's great. Everything. Yeah, we know. Everywhere city in India. Oh, it's Carmel again. Great. Every high school. Oh man, Carmel's here. Oh no, we're gonna.
You want to know what? You want to know what else Carmel?
Misery in high school, Chris.
You want to know what else Carmel's the best at? Roundabouts, baby. We got the most roundabouts in any city in the country. Let's go. We know how to do traffic, except for that stupid left-hand turn.
Parts, but we're not going to mention that either.
No. But yeah, also, and they have traffic figured out, except for that stupid left-hand turn down at Allisonville, down by Castleton. It's a left turn. It's an intersection where you can't turn left. Nobody is allowed to turn left. You can't turn left. So basically, if you're going straight and you want to turn left, you have to go to the light, turn right, and then you go, and then there's a U-turn lane where then you turn around and then you can go straight. It's supposed to help the flow of traffic. It does not help the flow of traffic.
That's weird. So Wayne has a diamond intersection. So yeah, that's why our schools are up here. They're like, let's go to the diamond intersection to get on I-69. Yeah.
You want to tell me? Sure. You want to tell me Carmel's fancy? At least we're not out here calling intersections diamonds.
Oh, it's really cool because you drive on the opposite side of the road, so it's like it's diamond shaped. So
okay,
you're driving, you switch lanes. So it's easier to get onto the freeway, coming off and on the freeway. So when you want to go on to the freeway, your cars switch sides and then you go off. When you want to go the other way, before you switch, there's a little way you just go in. And it's no stopping really, besides the main routes.
Yeah.
It's really
what else sounds easy there? Car accidents. Sounds like it's really
easy.
Actually,
no car accidents at all. It's like perfect. It's not like a roundabout. You put two roundabouts at the end. Oh, come off and off the roundabout there. That's dumb.
Roundabouts make total sense.
Why are we talking about traffic?
I don't know.
Because schools have to travel through Indiana to play these games, and they're going to have a more difficult time coming from Fort Wayne, going to Indy, and this is rigged. Rigged for Carmel, who has to only drive 40 minutes. The rest for them is immaculate.
I mean, Lawrence North is right there in Indianapolis too, so it doesn't really play.
Yeah, but I'm just trying to make excuses here for Carmel. This is why you want to talk about Carmel. Because they're good at everything. Football, Carmel.
All right.
So I did the women's tournament right now.
Absolutely, the women's tournament's going on. Yeah,
women's Final Four is wrapping up today.
Yeah.
I just have the Dodgers Rockies game, and Trevor Bauer just made Trevor Story just look absolutely freaking stupid.
Yeah,
just absolutely stupid. Oh my goodness.
Don't worry. We will talk about those Dodgers when we get to our MLB segment. Hang on just a little bit longer, baby birds. Hang in there. It's okay. I'll feed you.
So we have 4 teams for the women's final today. So Final Fours for the women's is going on. We have 4 teams. The
Final Four, yeah.
We had South Carolina and Stanford. Stanford came out on top on that game, so they're heading to the finals.
Huge game.
Vegas loves them. Vegas loves Stanford. They think they're going to win it. They think they're the team to beat.
Okay.
But UConn, man, I told you guys, UConn is the team to look out for right now.
UConn and Arizona is coming up, so we'll see who comes out on top of that game. But
yeah, Arizona,
everyone's favoring UConn Stanford final.
Yeah, Arizona beat IU in the Elite Eight.
They did, unfortunately.
Yeah, shout out Lady Hoosiers though, showing the guys how to play good competitive basketball. It's crazy.
The best basketball team in Indiana right now, baby.
You're not wrong at all. Yeah, shout out to them. They had that's a heck of a year again, getting to the Elite Eight. That's awesome. A lot farther than I can see the Hoosiers going anytime soon. The guy Hoosiers going anytime soon. So yeah, shout out them. Not. But I guess let's talk some more basketball, guys. So Toddeh, I'm gonna give this one to you. You're our NBA guy. What are we looking at now in the NBA? Let's kind of update their season. How's that going?
Well, everybody, so we just had the timeline for buyout contracts expire. So teams wanting to have their players get bought out so they can sign with a new team and then play in the playoffs. That just happened. And 2 notable buyouts occurred that are really game-changing with who they signed for. So the Cleveland Cavaliers had a buyout with Andre Drummond, their center, because they want to go with Karis LeVert as their center of the future.
Karis LeVert.
Not Karis LeVert. Oh my goodness. Why did I say Karis?
What?
That's an interesting decision. I'm sure they would love that, but I don't think it's going to work out.
Wrong former net. I'm thinking the wrong former net here. Jared Allen.
Yeah, Jared Allen. Okay.
Mr. Fro.
Too. Big shot blocker.
He's. I think he's great. He's going to be worth $100 million when they sign for him. But
he's
Andre
young.
Drummond. Andre Drummond signed with the Lakers, who already have centers in Montrezl Harrell and Marc Gasol. But, an elite rebounder who grabs his own rebounds, and Andre Drummond is going to be great for the Lakers, who can't grab rebounds or play defense. So, wonderful. But unfortunately, the man who complained about resting with the Cleveland Cavaliers, who did not want to play him while they were buying him out, got injured the first game he played. So, looks like Cleveland was looking out for his best interest until he stepped on the court and got hurt. So, his value at least is good because he's signed with Lakers. He'll win a championship still, but he'll be back in a couple days. It's just a hurt toe. It's nothing serious.
Sure. And who else got moved in that buyout?
And then, oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen, the 35-year-old former Portland Trailblazer, former San Antonio Spur, LaMarcus Aldridge has signed with the Brooklyn Nets, who now look like they are a 2016 All-Star roster. Michael, you want to break down that entire roster for us? Because
I mean, if you were to make this team on like 2K12, like NBA 2K12, this team would be absolutely ridiculous between KD. Like Kyrie wasn't playing then, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Blake Griffin.
Just go back to 2015. Yeah.
I mean, Blake Griffin remembered how to dunk all of a sudden. He remembered how to actually play the game of basketball. And I just think that, maybe Detroit is just a horrible franchise, but we're going to talk about that later. LaMarcus I mean, what else do you really need? And James Harden. What else do you need? Yeah. This team is beyond stacked. I love the move. And honestly, how do the Nets keep doing this? This is almost like the team they wanted to build when the Brooklyn Nets first became a thing and they made those big trade basically for the Celtics big three. This is the team they wanted to make back then. That failed horrendously.
Right. And it was a good effort. It was a good
good effort. He was like, I want to win now. I want to put this team on the map now. And hey, 10 years later, here we are.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when you make the moves to bring, you bring Kyrie over, and then you also bring KD over, knowing he's going to miss a year, but he's still KD when he comes back. So you're playing the long-term game with him, and then you're able to this year make the big trade and get James Harden in. I mean, obviously, when you make that move and you put those three guys together, you're trying to win now, even if it hurts your future down the road, even if it hurts your franchise once they all leave or they get older and they're not the same all-star level players, you're not worried about that right now. So of course you're going to go get every bit of value you can go and find right now. So, I mean, if you look at these Lakers and the Nets when they're fully healthy, obviously the Lakers are hurting right now, still missing Anthony Davis, still missing LeBron James, but they're going to be, let's be honest, they're going to be rested and healthy, hopefully, for the playoffs. The Lakers will be okay. They're still the Lakers. He's still LeBron. They're still AD. But if you look at those two rosters, I mean, you're looking at the Toon Squad and the Monstars. I mean, it's all-star and all-star and all-star. I'll let you guys decide who's the Toon Squad and who's the Monstars. It's, it's up for debate for sure. But no,
it's not. LeBron's silly as the Lakers. They're the Toon Squad. Duh.
It's true. As silly as it sounds, though, that's
out soon.
Yeah, as silly as it sounds, though, that's the level of talent we're talking about. I mean, you were talking about rosters that are just, oozing with talent, like Michael alluded to, that you would build on 2K. Like, these are fantasy teams that we're seeing in real life. And I appreciate the moves. I understand them from a roster standpoint, just in terms of adding some depth for some potential deep playoff runs for these two squads. Because that's what you're going to need in the playoffs. Is you're going to need clutch guys and depth. You're going to need guys that can, in limited 10 to 15 minute games, make a difference. Mm-hmm. And that's Andre Drummond. Andre Drummond will probably grab 10 to 15 boards a game in 10 to 20 minutes of game time of play. I mean, he's just that kind of rebounding machine. He's a 20 rebound a game guy when he gets a full game load. LaMarcus Aldridge is still LaMarcus Aldridge. He's a solid player. He's a double-double guy at least, even in short spurts. So, yeah, I think both these teams got better with these buyouts. Now, granted, I've heard some small, we've seen some small market teams are not happy about how the buyouts work and how basically these big teams get to add these guys for almost no cost. Whereas if they were to get them on, because of the way stuff works, they would have to actually pay a lot of money to even get them, because people are like, well, why would all these small market teams let Andre Drummond and LaMarcus Aldridge go for nothing and then complain about it? Well, it's because they can't get them for nothing. They would, for whatever reason, I don't remember exactly what the ins and out is, but they would have to pay a lot of money to add him. Whereas these big teams, don't have to, because of the way they can manipulate the contracts. So it's a tough situation. It's legal talk. It's contract talk mixed in with basketball. But at the end of the day, it's going to make for some fun looking rosters when it comes to playoff time.
Oh yeah, definitely. But if you think about it, like the Warriors were probably like the closest to what like these teams look like. They started it obviously, but
yeah,
the Nets have more depth than the Warriors did. But the Nets don't have Steph, and Clay, which were obviously better than a lot of the players on the Nets. So they're not as good as the Warriors squad with KD.
Yeah, I don't know if there's that shooter to complement KD. Now, obviously Harden can do it, but Harden and Kyrie are both alpha ball handling, drive through the paint, look for contact, make stuff happen. Whereas Steph and Clay are just, I'll make it rain. So it's definitely a different style of play. Yeah, it's true. But to finish up our talk on the NBA, it's part of what I love about the NBA. It's just wild. You have so many alphas in this league. You have more alphas in the NBA than I would say any other sport out there. I mean, just top to bottom, all of these guys, for real, all of these guys are absolutely like, they have to have that mentality of like, nope, it's me. I am the guy. I am absolutely the guy. And it's not my teammates. It's not this. Not that we don't see team ball, but we just don't see a lot of team ball anymore. And you don't have to. In the NBA, you do not have to. LeBron can take over a game and drop 50 to 60 and drag you, me, and Michael to wins. I mean, we saw him do it with those Cleveland teams back in the day. He dragged teams to the finals that had no business being in the finals. Yeah. So, I mean, whereas you can't do that, a la Mike Trout, you can't do that in baseball. Just because you're the best player there, you can't make that kind of impact. So it's part of what makes the NBA fun. And then, the league itself, because I think it's so superstar driven, this league, I mean, just runs on superstars and this fake drama. We've got KD and the Michael Rappaport story this week that's been crazy. KD just got fined $50,000 for basically that interaction on social media. But at times, correct me if I'm wrong, but at times it feels like the NBA is a reality show. Like it's a reality TV show.
No, 100%,
and it's addicting. I mean, if you actually watch it and get it, and if you watch it and you get into it and you see all these spats and
it's
these
live,
plays
it's up to date. It's most of the year. It's not like the NFL where there's like a waiting period. There's always basketball going on, either with college, who are getting ready for the NBA, and then you get people like Anthony Edwards, who just love the mic, who are just great with talking on the mic because they're fun guys.
Mm-hmm. Oh. And then even in the off season, thanks to social media, we always have, I feel like there's always a story going on. There's always some beef that's happened. There's always this guy's not happy with this team or Katie's pissed at this guy or, so you always have that.
Locking DeAndre Jordan in his house.
Yeah.
So he can't sign with the Mavs.
I mean, Chris Paul taking the Rockets teammates to the secret tunnel to go to the Clippers locker room. Like that doesn't happen. That shit doesn't happen in other leagues.
No, it doesn't. It's great.
It's amazing.
They're all friends, most of them.
Yeah.
And then you have Russell Westbrook, who's like, if you're not on my team, you're not my friend until the offseason, which I love him. And he's great.
And even his teammates, he's just like, get out of my way. Like, it's great. It's absolutely great.
I'm the captain now.
Yeah. It's a different animal than I think any other professional sports league out there. And you know what? If you're into it, I mean, it is a highly addicting of a reality show to get back, grab your popcorn, and just sit back and enjoy the show, because it is an absolute show from top to bottom. And you don't even have to be worried about like who's going to actually win games to enjoy it. You can just enjoy all the storylines that are there. So, that's why I feel like we always have something to talk about in the NBA, because there's always something to talk about with the NBA. So, you guys any final NBA thoughts? Any updates? Anything we want to talk about? I know we didn't talk about our Pacers, and that's fine. They're garbage. We can hold off on that, but
can we talk about Steph doing karate? On the sideline while the Warriors lose by 53 today?
It's fine.
Drama. He's not a good teammate. He's not a good teammate. He's not into the game. He's not paying attention.
Literally a dude who's like hurt, who's just over there chilling, trying to live his best life. You know, like that kind of small little thing can spark a wildfire in the NBA, and that's what part of makes this fun. But I feel like sometimes, especially because it did come out that whole KD thing was scripted, right? Or was that like legit beef?
It was legit. That's beef. The thing. I don't even know. It was from one of the things that I saw was that it was legit, but the what escalated it to where it got was that it was supposed to be something along the lines of like that info was supposed to be held until they could actually do the show, and then it got leaked early, and then things just kind of sparked into a wildfire. Like you said, that one little thing just clicked and so. And I haven't even kept up on the story, to be honest.
Although KD is soft like Charmin, so I mean,
I was waiting for it. I was like, I've been looking at that note in our outline forever, and I was like, I need to hear Toddeh just say this line. Like
it's because he said Kobe Bryant said that to Dwight when they weren't teammates anymore, when he was in Houston, when he left LA to go. And so that line is just stuck with me forever. It's so just good. Kobe being
soft
Kobe.
Like Charmin.
I love it.
And so I mean, that's what KD is, because he has burner accounts for Twitter, and then he talks shit about his teammates. So,
So, all right. Well, that'll wrap up basically all of our basketball talk. We got some high school in there, college, and the NBA. Hit the trifecta today, so that's awesome. Michael, let's talk MLB opening day. I know it didn't go well for either of our teams, but you know what? It is still opening day. It's still, I tweeted out at 9:00 that morning because I was standing at work and I was like, this sucks. I shouldn't be here. And I was like, opening day should be a national holiday. I love opening day so much. You just have the hope. Just everything is so perfect on opening day. And then it obviously all just goes away as soon as you break that glass, as soon as the games really start. And then you're like, oh yeah, this sucks. Like I saw the best example I saw was perfect. I saw a tweet this afternoon where somebody was like, November, I miss baseball. December, I miss baseball. January, February, March, I miss baseball. April 1st, this goddamn umpire. And I was like, yep, that's exactly right. You're not even, yes. I was like, so perfectly, encapsulates the waiting for baseball. And then you're like, oh yeah, screw this, damn it. The Cubs lose and like all of it just goes away. It's just all bad. But so I wanted to have a little fun with you, Michael. So I want some opening day. 24-hour period. Just looking at this one window. What did we learn on opening day? And I figured we could do one from our teams and then one from the league. So I will go. So my Cubs.
I will have to probably jump up for a second because it's getting close to that time. I got to go wake up the Raven. But here in a little bit. But you go ahead and start.
That's fine. So my Cubs hot take from their opening day egg dropping. New season, same old inconsistent offense. It's not even really that hot take anymore, unfortunately. The offense just, I don't know what it is, because everything on paper shows that, this should be one of the best, this should be a top half of the league offense and be competitive and do all the things similar that they were able to do in 2016 when they ran the league and won it all offensively. But you know what, for whatever reason, something just didn't click. And you know what? So it's just rough. And, you have the Pirates at home. You got fans in the stands for the first time in over a year. Everything is on your side. And what do? You go out and get 2 goddamn hits all game in 9 innings against the Pirates pitching. And not only that, what really sticks in me is the fact that Cubs batters struck out 13 times. That's half of their outs. 13 of their 27 outs were strikeouts from Pirates pitching. That's not good. Obviously, obviously they have to adjust as an offense. I mean, you have to just find a way to put the bat on the goddamn ball, get the ball into play, make stuff happen, move base runners and this and that. But what's equally as bad too was Cubs pitching surrendered 11 walks. So you have 13 strikeouts and you give 11 free bases. You're never going to win an MLB game that way. And the fact that it ended up being just a 5-3 game, that they had a chance in the ninth to at least tie it and potentially steal a win from the jaws of defeat, speaks volumes to a degree, but also like, holy hell, like what is going on? You can't be doing that. You can't have 13 strikeouts and give up 11 walks. It's just baffling. My hot take is, well, maybe they are in fact garbage. If they strike out 13 times the Pirates pitching, then obviously the Dodgers, Padres, Cardinals, Brewers, all those other Braves, all those other NL teams are just going to run amok. And that's not even, over in the other league, in the American League with all those teams too. So yeah, maybe they are in fact a middle of the road, bottom tier team, because if you can only scrape together 2 hits against the Pirates, I know, then you've got a lot of work to do. So that's my Cubs hot take, man. It was just an embarrassing opening day performance, unfortunately, for the Cubs at Wrigley Field. My MLB take. All right, guys, here's the deal. Opening day, we had the Dodgers, the defending World Series champs, starting their path to go back to back, right?
Yeah.
They've got the Colorado Rockies. I'm sorry, the Nolan Arenado-less Colorado Rockies. That's an easy dub. They shouldn't have even had to show up for that one, right? Wrong. They end up losing to the Rockies on opening day. So here's my hot take. Maybe the Dodgers, again, just not nearly as good as they were last year at all. They're just not.
It doesn't work right now.
Nope. They're not.
You want to take a look at the stats right now?
Listen to me. They're not like, that's what opening day taught me, man. They're not the same team as they were last year. And look, and Kershaw, listen to me. Clayton Kershaw, done. Shell of himself, done.
I feel like you're being sarcastic right now.
Listen, no, Kershaw goes 5 2/3, gives up 10 hits and 5 earned runs, and he only struck out 2 batters. 2 batters. So, but here's the deal. This is why you can't take this much stock into one game, whether it's opening day or not. You can't take this much stock into one game. That's the beauty and the horribleness, if you will, of a baseball season. It's 162 games.
I've seen Moneyball. I know all about baseball.
There you go.
I read the book.
Obviously, the Dodgers are fine. Hell, even the Cubs are probably fine. Okay? Every team has to loot like it's a baseball. The best teams in baseball might not win 100 games this year. That means the best teams in baseball will lose 62 times. That's losing 2 months that's losing every game in over a 2-month span.
Chris, the Oakland Athletics suck. I already know that.
It's okay.
So I don't need to know anything else.
Opening day doesn't tell you one way or the other, good or bad. Opening day is just that. It's fun. Your season has started. Your season has just started. It's not over. So yes, obviously the Dodgers are fine.
Except for the Diamondbacks. It's over for them already.
Hell, the Diamondbacks had a 6-run inning. They hit 4 homers in an inning against the Padres to take the lead in the 6th inning or 7th inning of that game. They did end up losing it because the Padres are that good that the Padres are like, cool, we have to score 2 runs, done. Yep. And they ended up winning. So they're Slam Diego for a reason. But, hell, even they looked good. And fun fact about those Diamondbacks, they hit 4 home runs in 1 inning. They're the first team on opening day to do that ever.
Oh,
so
good for them. Good job.
There you go. They'll hang a banner will be up next week. So, and Lucas Oil, of course. But
definitely.
So that's my point. Michael, I do want to hear your takes, but it's opening day. It's 1 game. It's okay. It happens. It's fine. Beat the Pirates. Beat the goddamn Pirates.
So I was super excited to watch the Reds game. I remember going out for my lunch break, opening up my phone, seeing a home run by Paul Goldschmidt that was called back. But it was a home run by Goldschmidt, and I just locked my phone and was like, well, like I'm gonna go get some food and we're gonna check in on this later. And then just, you know, getting back from like 5 minutes of getting Taco Bell and seeing it was 6-0. And obviously, if I'm going like hot take right now, Luis Castillo, just get him out of here. Send him down to single A. Get him out of here. He didn't know what he's doing. Get him out of here. Yep. Jonathan India, MVP. Jesse Winker, MVP. They're gonna have to share. But and then a deep drive by Castellanos to right field this time.
There you go. I mean, classic. Love it.
The big thing was
did he actually hit a homer on opening day?
Yeah, he hit a homer on opening day. He hit a homer. Let's see. Jesse Winker, I believe, hit a homer. Am I wrong? No, it was just Castellanos and Suarez. Both of them off of Jack Flaherty. And then Votto, Moustakas, and Castellanos attributed another RBI to that as well. Nice. And I mean, I wanted the Reds to get some run support for their pitching. I don't think they'll average 11 runs against. So them scoring 6 in a tough game against a guy who was a Cy Young candidate not too long ago, and Jack Flaherty, like that was a good game to have. And it was really impressive, the showing from Jonathan India, who did have 2 hits, and he struck out once, which kind of sucked. But it was still just entertaining. It was still just entertaining to watch. And, just hearing a, home run especially for Suarez. But man, him playing short is going to be rough. He had an error in the first inning. Oh, wow. Like his first inning as a shortstop. I mean,
that's a tough move to make it. Yeah, that's a tough move to make at this point in your career. It doesn't seem like it would be much because, you just throw it to first. It doesn't matter. But you got to remember, baseball, just like a lot of professional sports, it's like a lot of muscle memory. So the fact that throw is completely different from third base to from third to first as it is from short to first. It's a different body mechanic. It's different timing. So yeah, I'm not surprised just because anybody would struggle to make that move. Yeah, buddy, you talked about India and his debut and how exciting that was. I mean, like I remember, and he struck out once, which isn't great, but dude, I watched Chris Bryant's debut. I went to Buffalo Wild Wings with a buddy to go and watch Chris Bryant's Cubs debut, like at 2:00 in the afternoon on a Tuesday or whatever it was, and he went 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts, and I was like, well, that was exciting, and that was definitely worth showing up for. So, I mean, yeah, debuts happen, it's all good, but. I'm just glad to have baseball back. Opening day is a lot of fun. Saw some really cool things throughout opening day. The video and the shot from Miguel Cabrera hitting that home run in the snow with the first home run of the year. That was awesome, especially seeing him slide into second because he just thought it like bounced over the wall or wasn't sure. And then seeing 40-year-old Miggy pop up off second base and go, oh, home run, cool, all right, and then just jogged to third and scored, and then obviously Cody Bellinger hitting that home run that essentially gets called back because he runs past Justin Turner because Justin Turner thought it was caught. To the Brewers scoring 3 in the bottom of the 9th against the Twins to tie it, send it to extras, and then get the walk-off infield hit with Lorenzo Cain getting that great jump at scoring. I mean, we had a bunch of really cool opening day moments. I would say, honestly, last thing I'll say on baseball, though, nothing tops. Just part of what you love about sports is the human interest stories of it. So nothing tops what I saw today out in Baltimore, seeing Trey Mancini come back to baseball after being diagnosed last year in a pandemic year already, gets diagnosed with stage 3 colon cancer, has to have surgery, misses the entire year, and then works his ass off to come back this year. And I mean, you want to talk goosebumps and moments and just, I mean, just breaking down, for a moment on Twitter this afternoon, just seeing the tweets and flooded with the, just having those emotions flood over you. And he gets a hit in his first plate appearance today, gets hugged at first base by the opposing first baseman, gives him a hug, and is just like, good to have you back. I mean, like it warms your heart. It doesn't matter at that moment, who you're rooting for, what's going on in your life. It's one of those moments that you kind of put everything aside and realize, what sports are for, what baseball is for. And so just an absolute goosebumps moment. And I know that's one that Trey Mancini himself will never forget. And just an unbelievable comeback story already for him to, like I said, come back from stage 3 colon cancer out of nowhere, to go through surgery with that, to go through the chemotherapy for that during the pandemic, and then still have his mind right and get his body right and get back to opening day this year is just unbelievable. It's an unbelievable story. So yeah, it's awesome. Just a great story. All right, Toddeh, I think you've been quiet long enough. Michael, do you have anything else from opening day? I'm so sorry, bud.
Well, we said we were going to do an MLB hot take.
Go for it.
And my hot take is going to be the Yankees can't perform in the clutch. Gary Sanchez, it's a 2-run bomb in the second. You can't do anything else after that, and you lost to the Blue Jays? Are you kidding me? Y'all were supposed to win the division. Now you guys are out of here. It's like the old thing we talked about on Monday with Craig just didn't even exist anymore. It's just
can't even win
absolute
a game.
Insanity. They can't win a game out here. Everyone needs to be fired. Aaron Judge, who the hell is that? I have no idea. All right,
I did actually see.
I did no idea what those words were just now.
Jose
I did actually see
his first Grand Slam of 2021.
Good for Jose Abreu. Let's go White Sox. Yeah.
That's your reigning American League MVP, folks.
Swam here all the way from Cuba. Just kidding. He illegally came here on a boat. Never forget that.
Never forget.
I find it really funny. Like a lot of these players that come from Cuba are obviously all like illegals, but they come in for refugee status. But then they went back to Cuba. That Cuba game that happened a couple years ago was probably my favorite baseball game. That was just like a nonchalant game.
Which one was that, buddy? Remind me.
I have absolutely no idea what the teams were. I just watched it.
Was it? I'm just wondering. Was it part of like the World Baseball Classic?
No, it was like the MLB going to Cuba.
Oh, okay. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I love when they do that. Actually, I think this year. Correct me if I'm wrong, Michael. Is this the year we get the Field of Dreams game? Because we didn't get it last year, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we'll have that game in Iowa. I think it was the White Sox and I can't remember who they're playing, but it's the White Sox and somebody. And then hopefully I think we get the London series. Maybe not this year, but next year. Super sad actually, because it was supposed to be the Cubs and the Cardinals last year, but damn COVID struck. So
it's fine.
It's not like I was gonna go. I'm not just gonna pick up and go to London.
Just gone there, gone drunk, be like, Cubs, yeah,
that would have been amazing.
We're taking over.
That would have been amazing. Are you kidding me? I would have been the most obnoxious American tourist.
Everybody
in my Cubs
in England becomes Cubs fans, like they're all Jacksonville fans.
Yeah, there you go.
I just love the whole series. Who was it? It was the Yankees and somebody else that was there a couple years ago, right? And then the first game was like
probably the Red Sox,
22-25. Oh, it was Yankees Red Sox. It was like 22-25, and the announcers had to keep the American announcers had to keep explaining to the announcer from the UK, like, this is not normal.
This is exactly what doesn't happen in a game. This is what doesn't happen in a major league game. Yeah.
And every American that was out there was just drunk as hell, just going, yeah, another Grand Slam.
What's the other one? The Little League World Series.
I hate that. That one always is on the TV at the gym. I hate it.
That one's great.
Change the channel.
Oh my God. Get out of here.
Get out of here.
But no, I was going to say, I was trying to remember. It was something. I lost my train of thought.
Immigrants and playing in the American League or the.
Yeah. Jose Abreu. What were we talking about before? What was your last thought? What was your last opening day thought? You were talking about, who were you talking about? That was, the Yankees. Oh, that's right. I was going to say, I saw something about Giancarlo Stanton. They were like, he's over 5. He was over 5, 3 strikeouts and booed off the field twice. And I was like, that's a Stanton line for you. That's just a perfect Giancarlo Stanton line for you. Toddeh. All right, buddy. Toddeh, what's your bet? What's your betting picks this week, buddy? What do we got? What are you looking at?
Going over last week.
What's catching your fancy?
Last week, I told you guys, oh yeah, let's go with some NCAA matches against some NBA. NBA ones, the match didn't hit. One game off again. Oh well. Close. If you bet the other ones, congrats, or you cashed out. Like I said, NCAA is trash. Don't bet on it, even though I bet on it. That's why.
Two as they say,
not cash picks either. But
sure.
So this week, again, I've been betting a little bit on foreign basketball because they always go the under, which is really incredible to me how they don't score as much as the NBA. It's essentially like a G League game or like a mid-tier college game. It's low scoring. It's not bad, but it's not NBA. For this week, I had the thought of all my picks got deleted. Oh well.
What?
I think I erased my picks. I don't really care.
You erased your own picks, but you're gonna have to wing it now.
Yeah. So for MASH, let me pull up the NBA here.
Hold on, I have your picks pulled up
at the bottom.
Yeah, at the bottom, buddy.
Oh, they're at the bottom.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there. MASH put New York over Detroit for the upcoming game, Miami over Cleveland, and Clippers over Lakers.
Ooh,
Clippers right now are winning against Sacramento, but Sacramento's a bad team. So do that MASH. Trash NCAA tournament. It's a trap game. Also, don't bet Indiana on San Antonio. Indiana's favored to win that game right now. Spurs will win. That's a trap game for Indiana. That's a trash game. Don't bet on Indiana. We're going to lose to the Spurs.
Yeah.
And then for cash, go Denver at Orlando on Sunday. Orlando's not going to beat Denver. In what universe will Orlando beat Denver?
Yeah,
you want to win
Denver,
money? Put them now.
And you know what? To even back that up further, I think Denver's 3-0 since the trade deadline when they added Aaron Gordon.
Yep.
So
Mr. 50.
And they added. Well, it's a revenge game too. You didn't even hype that up. It's a revenge game.
It is Aaron a Gordon revenge game.
Back. Aaron Gordon about to drop 102.
Aaron Gordon going back to Orlando. Yeah, on 51 dunks, he's going to score 100.
It shouldn't be a revenge game. They did him a solid training him out of there to a championship caliber team.
That's very true.
MVP on that
very,
team.
Very true.
Yeah. He should be
he's going to show them thanks by dropping 50.
He's going to throw it in his own bucket. Be like, you know what, guys? Thank you so
Here's
much.
One.
Here. Oh, own goal.
That would be hilarious.
All good.
This is a Rocket League.
Hilarious.
Yeah, it's happened. It can happen. He can do it. But no. For the week, tennis is hopping back in again with bets. Baseball. One of my favorite things to do for baseball is bet on the future hit. Is it going to be a strike or a foul? Is it going to be... So if it's going to be a strike, it's going to be a foul or a hit. Or if it's going to be...
It's going to be a foul.
I forget the other one. But you can bet on the types of pitches that happen. That's in my opinion, the funnest way to play baseball. You just bet on the pitch. What pitch is going to happen next? Hell if I know. Bet on one and keep doubling down. It's out of 3, so the odds are a little bit wonky. But it's fun.
Nice.
I assume most of it's going to be a foul or a ball. That's what it is. Foul or ball, strike, hit.
Okay.
Most of the time, I think it's going to be a foul or a ball. So.
Yep. In today's MLB, you are not wrong. The odds are definitely in your favor at that point. So
yeah,
odds are forever in your favor.
Betting this time of year is all the sports are running. Besides football.
Right.
And, I want to say curling. Could you bet on
curling?
What if you could bet
on curling?
On ice skating come Olympic
I'm sure you can.
I'm sure there's
what
a way
would you
to
bet on?
I'm sure you could even do you could do scoring. You could probably have an over under on scoring.
I want to see what happens during the Olympics then.
Yeah. You could probably do prop bets for on even prop bets on the ice skating. I mean, that'd be horrible, but you could bet on, are they going to fall or are they going to hit? I mean, are they going to hit this move, or whatever their moves are called is, or how many of these are they going to do in their routine? You can find
a good soccer underdog that won also recently for the World Cup qualifying. Armenia, they beat Romania. Right now, they're on top of the leaderboard with Germany in the group. So I'm just like, shouldn't be winning. This is lucky. Yeah, nice. If they win one more game, or at least a couple opponents tie or lose, they're in the World Cup for 2022. Wow. Good for them.
You know who you should not bet on for that World Cup?
Iceland.
That's the U.S. men's team.
Did you guys see?
They're not even going to be there.
Name? It was Howard. It was Howard something, right? The goalie from
Tim Howard. Tatted all the way around. Love that man. Secretary of Defense. Garbage at Everton. Garbage. Decent.
But that one World Cup, that was electric.
Legend.
He got America into soccer or into football, and that was just hilarious. That man could save everything.
But isn't that hilarious, by the way? Not to diminish it at all, because it was obviously a super fun run and it was crazy. But we're talking about that like they won the whole damn thing and they got to the knockout round. And we're yeah. I mean, it is,
for
but
America?
It's not.
That's good.
No, it's.
I know.
I think anything that far is good for our mid-tier team, because if you look at it,
yeah, of course it is.
If you would bet on America to win the World Cup, you're never gonna win it. You're never gonna get your bet.
Well, of course not,
because they're trash.
Unless you're betting on the
there, and if they do,
exactly. But no, mid-tier team. That's what we are. I'm fine with it.
Oh no, it was okay.
Grow up,
but it just made me laugh. We
there's
we're
200 some countries, Chris. We're in the final 30. It's fine.
I know, but we're talking about it like this. It's this culmination of we did. Where's the banner? Where's the trophy? All right.
So we actually have regional wins for
Okay.
So it's called the Gold Cup. That's the CONCACAF's league,
right. Okay.
North America, Central America League, and we've won that a couple times in our lifetime. It's good for us. I mean,
yeah.
We can't compete with other leagues, but whatever. Cuba's in our division, so.
All right.
Conference.
Picks of the week. Wait,
Chris, cards.
I know. Before we do that, I'm going to open this Sun and Moon base pack.
Yeah. I was going to open packs today.
Thank you, Best Buy.
But my order got postponed.
Best Buy delayed our order. Best Buy delayed our order of packs.
Yep.
It's supposed to. We were both supposed.
They all went to Target, today. Guys. Everything went to Target. That's why.
I'm gonna actually go ahead and pull it up and see if I can order more, because I have an addiction.
Thanks, Chris. Do that.
You're welcome.
Also, shout out Jordan for pulling the exact same card out of the pack that I gave Chris, and now both of them can rub it in my face forever.
Yep. If I had easy access to it, which I think it's down in this binder right here. All right, so Sun and Moon back. So here we go. We're gonna go.
Moon and Bauer finally get lit up.
Okay, we're gonna go Fire Energy. I believe. It's an Alolan Persian.
Lame.
My camera's not great. Herdier. Wishy-washy. Yeah, so sad, so cute.
Sparrow.
Classic.
Picky Peck. Ooh,
Sandile. That's cool. An Alolan Rattata to go along with the Alolan Persian, apparently. Snubble?
Yeah.
Ooh. Oh, that's a reverse hollow Charge-a-Bug. I love the electric.
Charge-a-Bug is the dumbest Pokemon. It's literally a race car.
It's a power outlet. Get it right.
Well, in the TV show, it's a race car. Yeah.
Yeah, there's actually a Charge-a-Bug racing league.
Stupid. Oh, I believe it. And that's also a ripoff of the
baseball game. Make it happen.
That'd be amazing. That's a ripoff. It's a ripoff of the OG show where there was the ponytail races.
But not really. But yeah.
And a boring rare.
Boo.
Marina, but it's adorable. So once again, a dud of a pack. Woo! But hey, it's the risk of pack openings, but it's super fun. Always a good time. And now let's move into our picks of the week. So I'll get us started.
You're duck walking.
I am going to take my alma mater, the Carmel Greyhounds, to win that state title tomorrow, Saturday, April 3rd, over Lawrence North. They'll cut down the nets, if you will, at Bankers Life.
That's cheating.
So go Greyhounds, go and win that state title. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a good game. But I am rooting and pulling for my Greyhounds to come out on top. So that is going to be my pick of the week. And hopefully I am right. Michael, who do you have? What are you looking for?
So I took Dodgers versus the Oakland Athletics next, Wednesday? I want to say Wednesday. I had the date pulled up and I accidentally deleted the date. So I think it's Wednesday.
We're professionals here.
Yep. But it's going to be Trevor Bauer versus Jesus Luzardo, which Luzardo coming into his second, was really his first real year as a starting pitcher. And Trevor Bauer, who, I'm watching his first Dodgers start right now, and he has been absolutely dominant, lights out. I think he struck out 8 or 9 batters, and all but 2 were on swings. The other 2 were struck out looking. So he is making people swing and miss. He's out there feeling confident. He's screaming. He's duck walking. So it's going to be an entertaining game either way. And it's still weird to me as a baseball fan to sit here and think now, I'm really excited to watch the Oakland Athletics play a baseball game. But this, there it is. Trevor Bauer has hit the Rockies through 6. So we'll see if he can actually complete that. And if so, they'll make that game even better. But it's more than just my bias of me being a Trevor Bauer fan and proving that whole Mickey Mouse Cy Young thing was absolute BS. But it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Remember that one year he was in Cincinnati?
Hey, it's two years. But I'm going to take the Dodgers. This is kind of rough to score because right now they're winning 8-0 over Colorado, but that's Colorado in Colorado. So I'm going to take it. Let's go 4-1.
Okay.
Dodgers.
Okay.
With
low-ish scoring game. I like it. Okay.
Yeah. I think it's going to be a pitcher's duel.
Yeah. Yeah, and even in a pitcher's duel, I think that Dodgers lineup has enough firepower to scratch a few runs on. So okay.
I was going to be cheap and just pick Nets winning any game because that would be really easy to do. But you know what? I'm not going to do that. I'm going to be a little bit more competitive here in this because I want to be a little bit more fun. So let's go the Wizards over the Raptors on Monday night.
Okay.
The 17-30 Wizards versus the 19-30 Raptors. The Raptors suck this year, apparently.
It's crazy.
Raptors
it really
suck,
is.
But
and you know what?
The Warriors.
Russell Westbrook. Hey, sports, man, basketball. Got to play each game, but Russell Westbrook obviously on an absolute tear his last 8 or so games. What he did
again.
Yeah, and. Yeah, well, and through 38 games, he is the Washington Wizards all-time leader in triple doubles with 16. So he's their
Michael Jordan. We have a greatest wizard.
But he's literally, how crazy is that? In less than half a season, he is their franchise all-time leader in triple doubles.
Hey, just remember, cheaper contract than John Wall, better player than John Wall.
Not wrong at all.
Nope.
But what he did against the Pacers last week was just bananas.
God, that was just ridiculous.
He dropped 35, 14 boards and 21 assists. Those are just mind-boggling numbers. Absolutely crazy. But all right, so
right there.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm taking the Carmel Greyhounds to win the Class 4A Boys State basketball title tomorrow. Well, it'll be Saturday, April 3rd. Michael is taking the Dodgers to win a pitcher's duel over the Oakland A's. Bauer getting the win more than likely there. 4-1. By the way, my scoring, I'm going to go, it's a high school game. It'll be low scoring. I'll go 50-46. I do think it's going to be a close game. But yeah, so Michael, I'll go 50-46 Greyhounds. Michael taking those Dodgers 4-1 over Oakland, and Toddeh is taking Washington to beat Toronto. You got a score for us?
Let's go.
A face. The world show no swag.
115 over 108. That's 115,
108?
108.
Okay.
115 to 108. Wizards win.
All right. Okay, well, that is going to wrap it up for this week's edition of the MCT podcast. Do not worry. We will see you just like every Saturday. We will see you next week. And don't forget to actually stay tuned next week. Catch the Crash Course podcast, also a part of that, our 3C Media team. They actually will be live Tuesday night instead of Monday night because that national title game will be Monday night. So they wanted to wait a day so that they can actually recap that with you guys. So you don't want to miss that one Tuesday night. Catch Craig and B. Scott recapping what is sure to be a wild Final Four because it's been a wild tournament already. And then if you don't get enough of them, don't forget Saturday, you will catch us once again next week. We will we'll have a whole brand new show for you. We'll do it again next week. So guys, same time next week, right?
Yep. Same time next week.
All right, guys.
Bye, everybody.